Hello and welcome to VOD of Consciousness with Sientir. I am Sientir. You can support me at my Patreon at patreon.com/Sientir. And today, we're going to defend the Eye of the North against a Modniir attack. Specifically, the one that I got the quest for last time. I have set up a party meant to be defensive. We have our friendly, more potent team with like Elias doing some stuff and Master of Whispers over here. I gave him Aura of the Lich. Lets him summon a bunch of minions at once. Then yeah, I gave Gorin a very defensive set with Soldier's Stance that will give him a huge chance to block while he's under the effects of shouts, and he has a bunch of shouts. So our job here is just to survive. There's some weaker ones, kind of like with the Char group, but there's also some stronger ones. I fat-fingered finish him, which was a poor choice, but whatever. Here we are. I brought some dazed spreading stuff in case that would be useful. I don't know if it actually is or not. But I could also theoretically spread like Deep Wound and stuff around. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. But you'll notice that our main support is, in fact, the people that we trained last time. So that's interesting, I think. And so it starts off kind of not too bad, but we'll have to watch out for snowballs. And you can see there's a bunch of minions, bunch of bone horrors and stuff. Master of Whispers, of course, able to use Aura of the Lich to resurrect huge quantities of minions at once. You can see how ludicrous that is. He uses that and then just like insta-army. So you need to stand back because those snowballs are instant death if they hit you. As you can see with that wall of minions that just died. Usually a good idea to avoid some those the snowballs. So. And we're using the tried and true tactics of summoning a bunch of dudes. I don't need to have that up. I don't know why I have that up still. Okay, I'm just gonna try to focus mostly on taking enemies down and stuff. Symbiosis is actually not too strong for them, since they're mostly a bunch of rangers and stuff. Oh, I guess they have some healing capabilities. A lot of them are just dying very quickly, actually, which is kind of nice, but what's the cooldown on that? 15 seconds? Oh, couple large groups. I'm looking back and forth because I want to make sure I don't get smacked by another gigantic snowball, because that would be bad. That'd be very bad. Protector stance is kind of annoying. What's going on over there? Protector stance is a block. So I'd like to... It ends when they move, so I am not bringing it on my guys, because it wouldn't be very effective. But, you know, it's somewhat strong. But yeah, we're doing a lot more stuff to try to be defensive. I think it ends when we kill Chieftain Windswept over there. I actually don't mind the Spirit of Symbiosis. It gives plus health to anyone who's enchanted. And we got a bunch of enchantments floating around, so... yeah, we just need to defeat the Chieftain over there. Oh, finish him did exactly what its name suggests on the tin. Finished him. Very good at that. We're actually doing really well. So that went very, very smoothly, but I put together an extremely powerful party to deal with it. So, yeah. And, like, for example, I intentionally gave Gorin stuff to make him a lot bulkier and more defensive and stuff like that. So, this quest, is this worth much experience? No, it's not worth any experience points. So, because it's not worth any experience points, otherwise I'd switch out for the Ranger, Jin, but we are victorious. It'll be ages before those cursed Modniir think about attacking us again. I believe we can hold our own here without you. You've taught us well. Continue forth with your mission, friend, and thank you for all your aid. Thank you. Ebon Escape is a variant on an assassin skill that I kick Gorin for a moment and put on Zenmai, wherever she is, right here. So if we look over here under Shadow Arts, here there, you'll see Death's Retreat, Shadow Step to target ally. If you have less health than that ally, you gain 40 health. What this one does is, A, it has a shorter time, so just to compare them again. This is 20-second recharge, that has 10-second recharge. And this one heals you and that ally for health when you Shadow Step to them, so it's decent, I suppose. There's a bunch of weird Shadow Steps. One of the things that's really strange to me, because there's things like Death's Charge that has additional caveats on it. There's random directional Shadow Steps. There's Return, which Shadow Steps you to an ally and cripples nearby foes. This is Shadow Steps you away from your target. Like this one does. This one poisons them. This one heals you. So there's like these random Shadow Step things. But man, there's also like all these sorts of weird things of like, while that foe has no other hexes, that foe has 20 less armor against your attacks, so you can't stack hexes on them and stuff like that. Mirrored Stance is really bad against warriors in PvP, by the way, because they usually have Frenzy, and then you're taking double damage and just die. But anyway, then there's like Shadow Walk, Swap, which swaps the position of like you and a minion or you and a spirit. But there are no straight up just Shadow Step to your target. Like, they all have stuff attached to them. Deadly Arts has like Dark Prison as a Shadow Step. There's a game design lesson here that I think is really interesting to evaluate, which is you shouldn't ignore the simplest execution. Right? There's no reason to ignore the simplest execution of an idea. And I have no idea why they ignored the simplest execution of just Shadow Step to target foe. Or even what would be really versatile and really powerful would just be Shadow Step to your target. Like, if you've targeted an ally, then you Shadow Step to them. If you target an enemy, you Shadow Step to them. That would be really cool. That would be a very solid skill. But there's nothing like that. I honestly have no idea why. It's like, it's a good idea, and it's an interesting one, so it's just something that they... or just like a straightforward like 15-second recharge, 5 energy, quarter-second cast, Shadow Step to your target, to target enemy, or Shadow Step to your target, or something like that. It's just like, that's a simple execution of the concept, and for whatever reason, they chose not to make it, and I have no idea why, and it's very strange to me. Because usually you want to try to do the simplest execution first, and make that, and work with that. So, that one was not worth IDing. That one doesn't have a requirement. If it doesn't have a requirement, it's probably not worth... Like, that one's actually not worth IDing, because this one doesn't have a requirement. See, it's just 8 to 12. It's not going to be worth any money regardless. And I'm just going to clear out some of this stuff in my inventory. And get those, put there.
What news?
And let's get rid of this junk in my inventory. So one of the other things is once I finish stuff here, that will clear out this book. So right now I'm doing the Missing Vanguard. I did Northern Allies. I'll do Knowledgeable Sierra against the Destroyers. Once all that's done, that will allow me to kind of close this book, as it were, and get it out of my inventory. Sometime I should do Golem's user manual. This also needs a bunch of, like, early missions and stuff done. I don't know why I got it, but I did. So it's not a bad idea, but it just fills up my inventory. And I'll get back to the Young Heroes of Tyria at some point, but... just... I'm going to give Talcora the Bison Cups, so that way it's not taking up inventory space. She can hold it just fine. Okay, so the next sort of point of progression is Warband of Brothers. And what are we doing on time? That might be a bit long, but whatever. Whatever. There's more Ebon Vanguard quests, but I don't remember how you get access to them. I think you might need to clear this out. So, I guess I'm just gonna go over this way. So I am going to bring Acolyte Jin. She's a bit weak for this, but I want to bring her for a couple of reasons. Those reasons being that she needs 4 more levels to be level 20. Those are the reasons I want to bring her. At some point in time, I want to give her more stuff. Could make her a touch necro. Or a touch ranger. Touch rangers are a strange build. They're based off of Vampiric Touch, and it has a clone, Vampiric Bite. Notice these are skills. They're 15 energy, but only have 2-second recharge, and they just straight up steal health. So as it turns out, expertise affects touch range skills. So these are actually way cheaper with expertise, so they can kind of be spammed. So that's fairly powerful. I am going to change Master of Whispers to Flesh Golem, by the way. The other reason to bring her, actually, is she has a bunch of interrupts, which is quite useful. I have Stunning Strike, so she doesn't need something like Broadhead Arrow. But anyway, this is probably going to be... I don't know, whatever. We're going to do... So he has this, which is not the thing I'm doing right now. This is for just doing the dungeon. He also has Veiled Threat, which is some other difficult thing. I think this is a dungeon thing for a different spot. So we just want to do Warband of Brothers. So, are you ready to rescue my comrades? Let's bring your Warband. Okay. So that's going to bring us into this dungeon. And we need to get keys. Pyre Fierceshot says, "This is the Cathedral of Flames, a power base for the Shaman caste and their witless followers. The captive members of my warband should be inside." So one of the other things that I wanted to do while I'm thinking about it is swap back over to Agent. Because, again, this is useful, whereas the Norn thing is not. And we're going to continue to use this more powerful team composition. The other one was fun with its speed buffs and all that sort of stuff, but this is actually far more useful. And I'm just going to take a moment, just coming over here. Whoop. And what I want to do is get a thumbnail. So I don't know how that turned out, but we will see on the thumb. Okay. So I know kind of the general direction I need to go through here, and it's through the chart over there. That's a large group. I think that's 2 groups. So this is where we need to be prudent and just kind of wait for them to split up a little bit. And yeah, it turns out having a Mesmer along and a Ranger to interrupt stuff is very strong. Man, I tell you, I bought some char bags in pre-searing Ascalon, and it really helps to have some. It's really funny to see a char using Dwayna's Kiss, by the way, since they wouldn't believe in Dwayna. It's like, I know why, because this is a technicality, but it's really kind of funny. But anyway, it was really nice to be getting access to more inventory slots like that. So I really appreciated being able to buy a couple of char bags. They're just basically 10 slot bags that drop rarely from the bosses, but you only need so many. So Spirit of Wanderlust makes knockdowns last longer, so I don't know why they're using that, but they are. Okay. Our energy pools are probably going to be fairly fine in this mission, just because we have all these things that, or whenever char dies, we get 2 energy. Yeah, I just got 2 energy for that char dying, so. Yeah, that's reasonable stat spread. I feel like there's something that makes a giant fireball happen in here, but I don't remember why I feel that way. This is a big dining hall. Quite impressively big, actually. So what we're trying to do right now is we need to get keys to open dungeon cells and then go to the next floor to get the next ally and so on and so forth. So right now we are making our way just down this hall to get the first key of our little venture. Is that guy using... Oh, whatever. So you can see that there's a prison lock over there, and there's a char prison guard. I'm just going through all these char, because why not? I think I need to, actually. But it's amazing how much damage some of these rangers do with the char, with some of the skills that they use. So we need to rescue Pyre Fierceshot. And for that, we need to kill the guard, and that group will run around, and just in general be kind of annoying that way. It's not too bad to deal with. Unfortunately, it's just very, very runny. So not a whole lot I can do about that fact. Going to be out of combat so long it's going to start regenerating. Oh, you stop for a moment. You get tagged. So it runs all the way to this room. Kind of obnoxious, but whatever. Yeah. And when we kill him, he drops the prison key. So we'll be advancing, I think, back down that way. So we just have to go back and forth on this hall. It's kind of annoying. But here we are. In this absolutely enormous dining hall. Yep. I don't have a whole lot to say, guys. It's the big dining hall. I'm thinking of playing Fury 3 for one of these. That should be interesting. I've not played that game in quite a while. I like it, though. Actually, I realized I had my microphone higher up earlier, and it slowly slipped down on the thing that's in. It's causing me to hunch. Okay. Wow, it slips back down very quickly. I don't know if that's making noise on the microphone when I try to push it back up. I used finish him slightly too early. I'll need to see if I can do something to make it stay up better, because that's a much better angle when it's staying up. I don't want Master of Whispers dead, please. Let's avoid that. No. Not quite at the spot for finish him. Oh well. Yeah, so Seer Fierce Rain's over there. We just need to get past some of these additional char. And that will kind of, I don't know, get things where we want them. I don't have a fancy way of saying that. Oh, I just completely flubbed all that, but whatever. Whatever, they're all dead. That's what matters. That is what matters. Mark of Rodgort makes us burn whenever we take fire damage. It's actually kind of strong. Seer says, did you bring these human slaves to carry your pack, Pyre, or are they lunch? Times have changed, Seer. These humans help us of their own free will. So it seems we fight together. Cal and Rowan are held further below. Let's not waste any more time. So one of the things that's really funny, it says, I was thankful for my freedom until I saw it was a human who set me loose. Out of my way, lunch meat. The Char spend a lot of time teaching us what it means to fight as a Char warband, and somehow that would make us stronger. We are much more powerful than the Char groups are, because we have a lot more synergy and stuff going on, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Good job. Good job, random not monk healers. Master of Whispers used Blood of the Master, which heals all of his minions at the cost of 5% of his max HP, plus an additional 2% for each minion, which is going to be 9, so that's 18 plus 5 is 23% of his health. And then Parias looked to heal with Spirit Light, which costs 17% of his health because there are no spirits around him at the time. And we have to run all the way back across this hallway, because of course we do. And that brings us to the room that takes us down. So it's like here, back and forth and whatever. I don't like that design. I wish the one guy didn't run. I don't think it's very interesting, but oh well. What is this reduced by? 35% less damage. Yeah, it's like a little over a third. That's pretty good. And let's kill ourselves a ward keeper. I dropped a bow for some reason. Sure. Oh, we got another hunter beast. Well, I don't know what condition it's got on it, but it's going to be dazed now. Dazing it does a lot to stop its shenanigans. Turns out Daze is very, very good against casters. It's completely worthless against these warriors. Once they use Conjure Flame, they don't have anything more that they will be using that will make us want to be able to do stuff to them. But okay, and with that, we have finished the first floor and this video. So until next time, everyone, take care. Bye-bye.